that he's talked to you in the past about these starters not playing as many minutes to give the bench guys some opportunities. And I was wondering what your thoughts were.
Well, we never had a conversation about it.
Tibbs quick to deny a conversation between he and Bridges yesterday on the show. Stephen A. let his concerns be known. S.A.?
When have we ever heard Mikal Bridges complain about anything, let alone minutes? That's not the same page. That's not a good look for the New York Knicks. And if you got to choose between a player and the coach, under these circumstances, when you're looking at players being worn out, Mikal Bridges ain't say that for himself, y'all. He's speaking for the team. And Tom Thibodeau says it didn't happen? That's a bad sign.
All right, Peter Rosenberg, if anyone knows New York, it is you, sir. Do you agree with Stephen A?
Not at all. I mean,
really?
No, listen, do I agree that Tibbs denying the conversation is weird? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was a weird look. Like, what's the point of even saying that?
Yeah.
I would, in fact, cover up for the player potentially. Yeah. But the part that Stephen A. really lost me on was Tibbs is in trouble. This team, if they beat Golden State on Saturday on ESPN ABC, 20 games over 500. Tibbs is not in trouble. If this conversation had been had on the Roommates podcast by Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, then we are having a conversation about trouble. Stephen, I love you. You were talking about Mikal Bridges like he has the credibility of Steph Curry. The guy, he shouldn't be worried about being up 3 minutes a game this year. He should be worried about being down in every statistical category from where he was in Brooklyn. We don't believe you. You need more people. Literally, Mikal Bridges, to me, is not the player that can cause a real fracture on this Knicks team.
Stephen A.?
Well, first of all, let's understand something, America. We understand that Peter is prone to disagree with me from time to time, and he's also prone to be corrected. So let's start right there.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
We're talking about a guy in Mikal Bridges, Molly.
Yeah.
In his, what is it now, 7, 8 years in this league, he's played all 82 games 4 times. Normally, he's playing, last year he played 82 games, okay? He got hurt one year and didn't play that much, right? We got that part, right? The man doesn't miss games. He doesn't miss games. Now let's go to Thibodeau, because this is the part that you were missing. I'm not trying to say that Mikal Bridges could get Thibodeau fired. I'm saying Thibodeau can get himself fired. Why do I bring that up? Peter, do you know how highly respected Tom Thibodeau is? He is considered a genius on the defensive side of the ball. He's a damn good coach. He's won 58% of his games in his 13 years as a head coach. He's only been to the conference finals once, but he's been a damn good coach, 58% of his wins. The lone complaint about him is that he will run you into the ground. The lone complaint. Nothing else. Nothing else. When he was in Chicago with Derrick Rose, when he was in Minnesota with Butler and Cat and those boys, okay? The problem is that, and only that. Nobody questions his basketball acumen. Nobody questions his commitment to excellence, how hard he works, how hard he gets his players to play. But the point is, being a players' league, when a player who never says anything comes to you and says, yo, the starters need a break, and the bench need to play more, that's a problem. Hold on, because I got numbers here for you, Peter.
Okay.
When he was with the Bulls, last 3 years in Chicago, 3rd in the league in terms of starter minutes. First 2 years in Minnesota, number 1 in the league in starter minutes. Last 2 years, before this season, Knicks were number 2 in minutes. And this year, they're number 1, starters, 36.2 minutes, almost 2 more minutes per starter. I am telling you, if you look at the Knicks and they end up looking fatigued and run down and stuff like that, it's the only complaint anybody has ever said about Tom Thibodeau. He himself. We got footage, Molly, of him being on First Take.
I want to let Peter respond, and I understand you're upset about the messenger, and I just wanted to piggyback that point, and I said this stat to you yesterday. 3 of the 6 top players in minutes per game in the entire league right now.
Absolutely. No, listen, Stephen A. just said a lot of facts. We know the biggest issue with Tibbs, and certainly in terms of criticism around the league, and specifically in New York, is about the way he uses starters. He's not wrong about any of that. My problem is, it's the messenger. If this had come from someone else, I would say this is a huge issue. So we already knew this about Tom Thibodeau. What changed because Mikal Bridges said it? I mean, let's be real. Before Mikal Bridges traveled 15 feet and knocked down that game winner the other night, the conversation about Mikal Bridges has been what a disappointment he's been on this team. We were adding a fourth member of the Villanova squad. This was supposed to be the missing ingredient that took them to another level. He has not been that guy. Now, listen, did he point out the same thing that a lot of people outside the garden saying bing bong are pointing out? He did, but I don't think that changes anything for Tibbs within this organization.
But do you think it hurts them?
But here's the-
Stephen A. Yeah, go. You're okay, Stephen A. You can talk.
Here's the part that you're missing, Peter. You're talking about the greatness of a Steph Curry jeopardizing somebody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to you, you have a guy that is considered an Iron Man when it comes to availability. That is Mikal Bridges. He doesn't miss games. He doesn't get shabby minutes. He never says anything. So when he speaks about minutes played on behalf of himself and his starters, when you traded 5 picks to get him because he's best friends with your superstar, who, by the way, got his own podcast with Josh Hart. It's not an accident that when you got 3 of the top 6 minutes per games being played by New York Knicks starters, and one of them speaks out, yo, we need some rest.
Stephen A., we have to hit the top
It's
of
an
the hour.
indictment.
So here's what I need to know from you. So what's your issue? You want them playing less minutes? Like, how do we rectify this?
I'm saying if you're Tom Thibodeau, at some point you got to trust somebody other than
I agree
your
with
core
that.
7.
Okay,
I agree
so you
with
have
that
to
part.
change your
Especially when you got
stripes
starters
and let
complete.
guys rest. That's what you
He
said.
has to.
Okay.
If he doesn't do it, Molly, they're going to get another coach in a couple of years. I'm telling you.
Okay.
They're going to get somebody else.
All right, fair enough. Let me hit the top of the hour here. Coming up on...
Thoughts on current LeBron. This is my favorite version of LeBron because it looks like he's at peace. He's just going out there hooping like it's nothing left for him to prove. 40 years old, still putting up big time numbers. What's your thoughts on current LeBron?
I love it because he's doing something he loves to do. He's still very able to compete at a high level. I like this year better than the couple years in the past because he's actually the team is in the mix. They can legitimately come out the West and be in the finals again. He could be playing for another ring. If he comes back healthy with the addition of Luka, I like them just as I like any other team in the West. So that's what's great. I think when we watch guys play at this level, especially at the age of 40, when they're playing in meaningful games, it makes it more special. I think we've seen guys have long careers and obviously not be in this situation. They're just playing because they love the game. To be able to play the game and love the game and to be able to be in the thick of things and compete for an NBA championship makes it even special. So that's what I like to do. I like watching this now because he's playing in meaningful games. The last couple of years, getting those 8th, 9th seeds, playing situations, that's not fun to watch LeBron. They're going to possibly be a 4, 5 seed in the playoffs. It's going to be fun to watch.
That was gonna be my next question. What did you make of the Luka trade? And the Mavs said that they traded him away. He was enjoying life a little too much off the court, and they didn't see it as him being the guy for the future. But what do you make of the trade for Luka and for the Lakers?
I think it's a great trade for the Lakers to be able to transition from a LeBron James to Luka. I mean, that's a tremendous win. Sometimes when a guy like LeBron James, who's ultimately going to retire soon, leads your organization, it's going to take you a couple years to rebuild. Now they're in a situation now where they already have their superstar in place and you can put pieces around them. But I'm happy that for Luka. I think especially for Luka, guy, everybody don't get that opportunity. He was in a situation where he was the franchise player and everything was ran through him in Dallas to then get traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in a situation where he's going to be the same thing come next year or the year after once LeBron gets traded. It's a great thing. And I knew it would work because Kyrie and LeBron worked. So and obviously they're not the same players, but 2 ball-dominant guys, Luka and Kyrie. So I knew LeBron to be able to play with Luka. So it's fun to watch these guys play right now.
Little MJ story I would love to hear. The story of the playing spades for 36 straight hours, which I need an explanation of that alone. But then it delayed his NBA return. What is that?
So we worked out all summer. So MJ was saying, hey, let's all get together last day, spend some time together before everybody head off to camp. he was going to make his big announcement the following day that he was coming back. And we went to a friend restaurant, which was actually right down the street from the gym. And we was hanging out, eating and kicking it and playing cards. And we got into this heated spade gambling game against two guys. They was not, these two guys were not, and they were not players. And next thing you know, they got me and Michael stuck 100,000. Then they got the 200. Then he called home, and then MJ called home and got $500,000. This all cash too. This is a true story. All cash. And next thing you know, we got $1 million cash. We're playing spades. I don't know if you guys know how to play spades, but spades is not a game you play for that type of money.
Correct.
You know,
I was trying to figure out how y'all was working that out.
Because the first hand. So we playing at this time. I think we was playing like 35. So the first hand bids itself. So we would bet whoever get the most books for 50,000.
Oh yeah.
Oof. And then we would bet 50,000 on the game. So that's how the numbers got like that.
There it is.
36 straight hours of this?
36 straight hours of it.
See, in Blu-ray, it's one.
Michelle, they had us down 900,000.
Who are these dudes? Are they just walking around the earth telling this story to everybody? Who are they?
They were space sharks, I guess. They had us down. But listen, this the funny part about the whole story. We get all the money back except like 30,000. Michael Jordan is such a competitor. He was like, I don't want to see them with that.
We got to get that. We got to get the whole bag back.
But how did it delay? Like, where'd the delay come in? He just
Mike ran out. He ran out of gas. Mike ran out of gas, and we. I think they end up winning like 180, something like that, 160, 180. They end up winning, which is still good. They won like one. But you got to think we felt good about ourselves. We came back from 900,000.
It's not bad.
And it's not IOU. This is not wiring money. This is all cash now. This is different.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, it's totally
It's
different.
insane.
Right.
And so the delay is just what? He had to go to sleep? Do it the next day?
Yeah, he was tired. He was tired. He was still married at the time. He was about to make us a big announcement that he was coming back. I mean, we had, you had the whole media circuit that was down at the gym waiting.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they got ugly.
Yeah, they gonna have to wait.
This is awesome. Yeah, I got to wait. He needs a nap, and then we'll go try again. All right.
But no, it's a true amazing story. It's a true amazing story. I always laugh. We still talk about it today. I can't believe I played spades for 36 hours. I'm pretty sure
crazy.
we was making mistakes. I'm sure you know that everybody was making mistakes.
Yeah, you're sleep deprived. That's like it's not your best.
But that I always tell that story because that's how much a competitor he was. And that's something, and that's one thing I've learned in working out with him and being around him for the years that I did. I appreciate it. And that's really what made me want to obviously win an NBA championship as well, because the work you have to put in, the dedication. And I just saw it from a guy that was older, the way he approached the game and played the game. And then how that same competitive edge off the court too was kind of special.
Antoine, I don't know if you're a golfer, but this man built a golf course based on his game in Florida called the Grove, where when pros come, he put bunkers, water, and traps if you hit it too far, like the pros do, just to help out his game. The dude, as you know, is a madman on the gambling.
Oh, I'm a golfer. I've played golf. I haven't played that course yet. I wanted to play last year. I haven't been yet. But I've played golf with Mike Dem. I haven't been privy to be in his group. I always played courses with him. But, we handicap it off. Those guys are scratch. I'm probably like a 10, 11.
That just means you get a lot of strokes, though. That's good for the gambling game.
Yeah, but I'm a golfer. I love it.
See, Lou, we're trying to get Lou to try it out because he might love it.
Lou, you might love it, man. You're in Atlanta.
I'm gonna check it out. I gotta get my swing together. I gotta get my swing together first. That's a fact.
Exactly.
Take you some lessons once a day. About 3 times a week. Then you start playing a little bit. You'll get the bug.
There it is. I got you.
Antoine, this is awesome. Listen to your stories all day. We appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much.
All right.